Hey there folks, RennyMT here, and welcome back to Game of Fortune, RC Free Code, etc. Last part, we got some backstory on Kishi and Zeph and her grandma. And I'm heading to the last game of this route. Set, step, shoot. We just found out about it. We don't know anything about it. What? Well, it's not Belle if she doesn't give us some really weird game name. This one feels like it might be one of the more simple ones. I hope it doesn't have anything to do with dancing. I agree. I'd rather not have to step to any rhythm if we had to. Aw, sounds like it'd be fun. Yeah, I'm sure you'd think that. He just simply winked and walked into the game room. Well, let's go and face the music. Hopefully no actual music. Not that I have to worry about it, it doesn't matter what I do here, right? It's a fight between everyone else. The desert again? What? Don't tell me you're sick and tired of the desert. There's so much fun that happens here. I'm wearing a jacket and jeans. Not exactly the best thing to wear in the desert. Oh, don't worry, Devon. I'm not gonna have you march through the desert again. It was fun one time, twice was even funnier, but doing it 3 times in a row would be poor taste. Doesn't it go against the rule of 3s? Rule of 3s? Stupid rule of 3s! Stealing my thunder! Used to be rule of 4s and it got shortened. So we're not marching through the desert, then what will we do? What will we be doing? Buckle up, cowboys and cowgirls. Gonna have an old-timey shootout. Well, it's more of a quick draw competition, but I already used that name in another game, so I had to improvise. Ready to hear the rules? As well, you're gonna tell them to us anyway. True, I'd like to give the illusion of choice sometimes. Anyway. Ahem. Set, step, shoot is our finale this round, where you will each challenge one another to a duel. Don't refuse a duel if you are challenged, and you can't back out of one when you challenge someone either. Duelists have been selected. You will each be given a gun and will stand with your backs turned to one another. At this point, the duel will begin. I'll have give you each a command to step. When I get a command to step, you can do one of 3 things. First, you can take a step forward. Simple enough, right? Second, you turn, which means you must turn your whole body and face your opponent. Third, you can fire. You can only fire a gun if you're already turned. In other words, you can't turn and fire at the same time. Finally, you can call out. When you call out, your opponent will win if they are not turned, but will lose if they are turned. In other words, if you think your opponent's turned, then you should call out. On 4th step, both duels will be allowed to turn and fire at the same time. Or I guess it's more likely to draw and fire. Point is, that's when you can let the bullets fly. And that's basically the game. Let me fill you in on a few more details so we don't have any confusion later. On the first round, I say step once the duelists are set. But after the first round, I will say step after each of you has taken an action, where applicable, of course. Choose to turn, you can't choose to turn back. You're committed, but you're still allowed to take a step if you want to. You just have to do it backwards. Also, in the event that both duelists turn at the same time, the shootout portion will commence immediately. After all, you both know that you're trying to get a good shot and there's no need to keep stepping. You know, there's a very important detail you need to know about the fire command. Not fire until after your opponent has done their own command. In other words, if your turn, you can't shoot them until they either step, turn, or call out. This is to keep you from blasting your opponent's head before they get a chance to possibly respond to your turn. The last thing is, to call out, all you have to do is raise your gun into the air and fire, at which point I will announce the winner. You go without saying, but I'll say it anyway. You cannot use a call command if you are turned. You're limited only to stepping and firing. Let's see, if for whatever reason you end up turning, firing, and either miss or don't kill your opponent, the game moves on to the shootout portion. Don't worry, the guns have unlimited ammo. You can fire into one another until one of you dies. I don't imagine I have to spell it out, but obviously when your opponent is dead, you've won the duel. After winning a duel, heal up any injuries you got, so you'll be ready for the next duel. Also, there's also a time limit for each step. You have 10 seconds to decide what command you're gonna do. Exception being, if your turn, then you get 14 seconds. Fail to do any command, then you'll be executed. And both duels fail to do this, then they both die. And a very, 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 very rare occurrence. It's not how the final 2 duels decide to be annoying pricks and decide to stall this out. I'll just pick a winner myself. Not that I think anyone would do that, but I have to make sure that you don't get any funny ideas. Oh, I think that's everything. Any questions? Once I think you've covered just about everything that needed to be covered. What do you mean, for once? I usually give out only the necessary details. I do occasionally about some small information, but that's only because it's fun, letting y'all come to epiphanies on how to win. Sounds to me like lazy design. I like to call it dramatic tension. But it seems that none of you have any real questions. Oh, actually, I do have one. Darn, so close to not having questions. How are we going to decide who's going to go first, as in who decides who challenges who? Is it random? Yes, I'll decide who gets to make the first challenge. I see, that's all then. Alright, excellent! Let's get the show on the road! First, our challenger will be... I'll turn her head and lay her eyes on each of us. Her eyes snap towards Richard. You! Richard, you're first up! Are you sure that was random? Of course it was! All you did was look at each of us. Yeah, I was carrying the grains of sand in the desert. Once I reached for quadrillion, way too many grains of sand. I mean, whoever I was looking at would be it. That's how you decided? Seems about as random as any other method, don't you think? Fine, so I decide who I go up against. Correctamundo! Alright then. Richard looked at the rest of us and turned to face Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you look like you would be an easy opponent. Oh, do you think that just because I'm old I might not be able to handle a gun? I mean, yeah. You ever handled a gun before? Yes, have you? Much for that strategy, huh, Richard? Alright, so we have our two duelists. Each of you will need one gun and tons of grit. Please provide the former. Let you conjure 2 revolvers and hand 1 to each of them. Good luck and good fortune on the showdown. Duelists, take your places. Richard and Elizabeth stood back to back. Step! There's a pause between them, but eventually they both took a step forward. Even though I wasn't quite invested in the results of the game itself, I did find the game itself kind of interesting. Kishi seemed to be intrigued as well, as she was watching eagerly right beside me. What do you think they're gonna do? I don't know. I guess I'd try and turn and fire, honestly. It's like the best way to get a good shot on your opponent, right? True, but there's also a risk that you'll end up getting called out. I guess so. That much was obvious, but the real question was whether or not you thought your opponent was going to turn as well. Fastest someone could shoot would be on the second step, and that's assuming that they took their first step to turn. Maybe you'd be able to hear that? Or maybe you'd hear them stepping? Maybe that's why they both took a step forward? Second step is when they might try something. Would you try and turn and then fire? Or do you just step and assume that your opponent will turn and then call them out? Step! Richard was gripping his gun tightly, but he took a very cautious step forward. Elizabeth seemed a bit more relaxed and did the same thing. Wow, neither of them turned. Are they really gonna just go until the final round? Or do they have some other plan in place? Step! Neither of them are moving. They're gonna turn? They're gonna step at the last minute. This round, they're gonna start shooting at one another, so are they both confident? Richard doesn't look at all that good, though. He looks more nervous than Elizabeth does. Are they both waiting for something? They have to do something soon, they're both gonna die. Richard raising his gun into the air. So is Elizabeth! And neither of them are turned! Ah. Elizabeth fired into the air first. Ding ding ding! There's been a call out! Very close there though. Why almost ran out of time? That's just a calculated play on your part, isn't it? Elizabeth brought her gun down and turned to face Richard. Well then, were you turned, or... Richard shook his head. Honestly, just a hair behind doing what you did. The hair, but hey, was enough, wasn't it? I see. Elizabeth sighed as she tossed her gun to the ground. Well, that's just how it has to be. Can't win them all. Right. Despite winning, Richard looked more shaken than Elizabeth did. Exactly. There's always next time, and the next time, the next time, and the next time, and... I understand well enough, Belle. Oh god, the sun has just come out. Maybe you just didn't have your good luck charm with you. Bleh. Let's hope that's not the requirement I need to win. Only one way to find out, though. Bill? Good, good. Let's not waste any more time. Richard, can I borrow that for a moment? Sure. I'll take the gun out of Richard's hand, pointing at Elizabeth, and then, until next time! He shot her right between the eyes. Liz fell into the sand without a sound. Belle snapped her fingers, and her body burned away from a flash of blue flames. And so there goes the old lady. And then there were 3. It's such a quick and simple game. No need for crazy plots or intrigue. Just shoot or step. It really is that simple. Right. Simple as just firing a gun. Exactly. So let's get back into it. Our next duelist will be Devon. Me. Why are you making me go up next? Is there a reason you shouldn't? Yeah, I mean, I've already won. already got my wish granted. No reason why I should even bother playing? Oh, so you think just because you've won, you don't need to participate anymore? You should stand on the sidelines and let everyone else go through these painful games? I mean, honestly, that does sound nice. No! You're gonna play just like everyone else. Think of yourself like a wild card, a challenge. A person that forces the other to push themselves to their absolute limit and win. You think about it like that, you're doing them a service, don't you think? I believe I've already gotten tired of arguing with you over all these details. So then, we're gonna end up dueling. Dark and harrowing artist Richard. I'm not dark or harrowing, I'm just goth. A beautiful blue-haired rocker Kishi! Yeah, there's definitely some differences in the kind of intros you gave us. Right, controller doesn't work for this. I saved the screenshot though. Do Kishi. Now it's Kishi, I guess. That's fair. The only 2 haven't had a turn yet. Exactly. Might as well make things as even as possible. Great! We have our next duelist. Let's get you 2 armed up. I'll hand each of us revolvers, though I didn't feel compelled to hold on to it tightly. I felt like I was just going through the motions. I'm gonna die, either by Richard's hands or by Kishi's. Or by Belle's, I guess, too. Point being, I didn't feel all that interested in this game. Okay, you 2, put your backs to one another. As she asked and turned our backs. A duelist are in position, so step. Precision was always the hardest, wasn't it? Step for the turn. What's the point? Really? What's the point? Just throw the game for Kishi, shouldn't I? I don't get anything that makes things harder for any of them. Oh. Step. Took a step forward. No point in trying to get fancy. Maybe I'll just step all the way and see if Kishi gets a clean shot off on me. Step! Second step. Guess I'll go again. Huh. You're still stepping. How'd you know? I'm a musician. Got pretty good hearing, I'll have you know. There was a random comma? I'll have you know. Anyway. At least enough to know when you're actually walking through the sand and when you're standing still. You know what? Fair. I mean, it doesn't matter, does it? If you know my moves and you can kill me now and get this over with. Just make it painless. What's with the defeatist attitude of yours? Not defeatist, it's just pragmatic. I mean, you need to beat me so that you or Richard can win. That's all there is to it. And one more step! Take another step forward. My heart skipped a beat as I heard the sound of gunfire. But I didn't feel any pain, I wasn't dead. So then, I turned to see Kishi aiming her gun towards me. Oops, must have missed. You missed? Oh, you know, I've never really been good with firearms, better with drumsticks and boomsticks, you know? You turned 2 rounds ago and fired this round? Something like that, anyway. Why? Why do you miss? She shrugged and aimed the gun towards my head once more. I think it's right to look at someone before they die, you know? Is that really it? You just want to see my face? Yeah, you know, I think that you're getting tired of all this. I'm right, aren't I? You've been quiet and apathetic ever since we explained how this place works. You've just been drained, haven't you? I know. I can see it in your eyes. You're just ready to be done with all this. So what? You want to psychoanalyze me before you kill me or something? Yeah, you're right. I'm tired, exhausted, finished with just about all this. All the death and killing and games. I just feel empty. I don't know how much more of this I can take. Moment to moment I can handle it, but I feel like I'm starting to care less and less about all this. Who knows how long I felt like this? Is it new? Something that happened in this loop? Or am I just dragging myself along through all this agony in every loop? And when this is all over, then what am I gonna end up doing? I can't handle this. I just want all this to be over with. I want to go home. I want to forget all this. I don't want to think about having to see another dead body or kill anyone. I know I won't. I know once this is all over, I'm gonna have nightmares about everything that happened today. Yeah, Clyde will too. We're both going to seem like we just snapped and went crazy. We're gonna have to pretend that everything is fine. We didn't have the most screwed up day in our lives. For what? Some wish? I mean, I'm sure it was some worthwhile wish. I'm sure I was happy when I made it, but I'm so tired of all this. She walked over to me and placed a hand on my shoulder. I'm sorry you got tangled up in all this. Sorry you got tricked and duped into entering this madhouse, because you're right. It's gonna be terrible even after all this. When you go home, you're gonna remember everything that happened. You're gonna cry, you're gonna scream, you're gonna recall every bullet, blade, and bruise that was inflicted on your body. Most people will think you're crazy. They won't know what you went through. But you won't be alone. Clyde will be there with you, and you two will have to support one another. I wish there was something I could do to help. Honestly, I wish there was something I could do to somehow ease the pain of all this. I've been there before, and the only way I got through it was because Zeph was there every step of the way. I can't say the next few rounds will be getting easier. Does it really get easier with time? It will. It won't be much, but day by day, month by month, another random comma, and eventually year by year, things get a little easier. Some of the pain dulls, you forget things, but it never really goes away, it just hurts less. Be strong, okay? Don't let yourself be overwhelmed. Just go one loop at a time. I'll try. Good! They can see off with a little less guilt. She raised the gun up once more. Good luck and good fortune in the future. Clean shot. Couldn't even feel the pain. The moment in time before my consciousness was pulled from my body and brought back to the cold and comforting abyss. Now, I could rest. Not for long, but for now I could enjoy this quiet, empty peace. And just like that, there were two of us. Think that she'll be able to manage better? I hope so. I really don't want her having to trudge along the rest of the way through. Not that you remember every single game of every single loop, but the feeling can latch onto you. All you can do is hope she stays strong to the end. Oh my, last two! A unique pairing! You know, it's not often I have the descendants of prior players facing off like this. Oh, we've played together in the past already. I'm sure something like this would have happened eventually, anyway. True, but it's just so reminiscent of the past. What if I told you this is how Philip and Con ended up fighting for the last wish? Was it really like that? Well, not quite like this, but they both did end up fighting one another to win their respective rounds. It works in interesting ways, doesn't it? I'd certainly say so. But enough of this banter, let's get back to the bullet firing battle. You two know the drill. Yep. Well, at least we're making progress regardless of who wins here. And let's try and make it a clean fight. Also, we're 3 for 3 having Richard in the last round now. We both turned our backs to one another while Belle handed us each a revolver. Alright, let's make this last match a glorious one. Step! Alright, Kishi. Deep breaths. Focus. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed. Empty mind. Empty emotions. Empty heart. Quiet. Hasn't taken a step yet, but it doesn't sound like he turned all that much either. He's just waiting until the last second to take a step. He's kicking sand around, pretending to take a step. No, He's... No, he's actually taking a step forward. What he did before was just a fake out. A step now, do I turn? We're too close. If he's trying to listen, then he'll know that I haven't stepped yet. The smart move. Just take a step forward and determine what you'll do after that. Step forward. And step! Funny, isn't it? Both of us being here, Bill's got a point that our involvement here is so interesting. Especially since my father and your grandmother helped found the digits of Eden. He's trying to hide the sound of his steps with a conversation. Well, it's a bit difficult, but if I focus, I can still hear whatever he does. Terrible what they've created, don't you think? And especially in something so heinous. Don't blame my dad for wanting to get out of it, but feels like there's more he could have done to stop it. You ever feel the same way? Don't get distracted. He took a step while he was talking. You take a step too. Step forward. Wish there was something I could do. There really isn't much a guy like me can do. I don't really have any money, influence, or power. I don't know the first thing about trying to unravel a cult. How do you help people in that kind of situation? Do you try and work from the top down and remove all the unnecessary elements? Do you go for their money? What about their people? So much that's impossible. If they want it to feel impossible. Possible to break up, possible to fix, possible to change. He didn't turn that time either, he just stepped. Oh, just one more after that and then you can fire at him. Step forward and grip my gun tightly. One last time, one more step! Kishi, I've seen these people murder others for thinking that no one could touch them, that they were invincible. Your own grandmother nearly killed the person you love, as well as yourself. Really, at this point, you must know that's not just a poison on others, but on themselves, right? If they have to follow your grandma's orders, but... But what? Go on, finish your sentence. You're going to offer some kind of solution or alternative to all this, right? What do you think I should do? Why not just disobey her, keep her mortal? Hell, you could bring everyone in that organization down a peg. This guy thinks that everything is going to be better if I just disobey my grandmother? I try and hurt the digits of Eden? Have you lost your damn mind? Let's focus there for a second. But he still stepped. I know that he did. And I just need to turn and fire. There's no extra round there after this, so I'll be safe to do so. Why did he turn then? Did he just want to get further away? Think that my aim is bad enough that I can't hit him from further away? No point in overthinking it. Just turn and get ready to fire. Turn in place and aim my gun towards his chest. Your target to hit in his head. No, I haven't lost my mind. The sacrifices have to be made, right? It would take too long to fix things from the inside, wouldn't it? But then there would be so much blood and pain and more pointless suffering. So wouldn't it be better to take them out? The hell do you mean taking them out? Richard, what are you planning? Nothing crazy, just retribution. And think about that too. I'd say that it's our duty to make things right. To not run away from it all and do what's needed of us. Yeah. Think that I'm just running away? I mean, in a way. I shot the gun out of Richard's hand. You done talking or are you gonna turn around? Were you even trying to win? Well, being honest, not really. Not that I have anything against winning, but figured it would be better to have a candid talk with you. That's stupid. Why do you think you'd end up convincing me to change my mind or something? Gotta try, right? I mean, come on. You have to know that there's nothing good coming out of that cult, right? Of course I know. I know better than everyone else. I've seen all their meetings where they talk about people like there are resources that can be exhausted. How they can make deals with businesses and governments promising miracles that they're never going to get. I know just how corrupt and bad this whole thing is, but I can't do anything about it. Just want to get out of it. That's all I want. You have more power than anyone here, don't you? Hasn't your grandmother been raising you to take her place? Maybe you'll do more than anyone here. And then what? What do you think I'll do? You think that the others will let me spill out all the secrets? Throw them all under the boss with just a slap on the wrist? They'll kill me. They'll kill Zeph. They'll make sure as hell to hold a tighter grip on control and power there if I try and make any moves. It's pointless. There's no fixing or solving what they have. The only thing I can hope is that it implodes and I'm far away from the blast when that happens. Well, is that what you think? Hopefully you'll change your mind with time. Unlikely. More importantly, what the hell are you planning? You don't say shit like that unless you've got some plan in mind. Don't tell me you're gonna use this game to kill someone at the top, are you? Oh, what if I was? Richard! You can't do that. Can't I? Richard, if you do, then you're throwing away your life and possibly your father's. How are you gonna go and do something for your mother? Isn't she relying on you? Don't tell me they didn't even think about that, did you? You didn't so much as raise a hand against them, they won't hesitate to kill you and Philip. And so I can't just do nothing. Take the fall. It's all my idea after all. They won't care. They'll blame Philip for it. Sorry, but I can't back down from this. Won't let them hurt my father, but they also must pay. It's not pointless. He's not going to listen to reason. Can you at least tell me who the hell you're trying to kill? Well, it's not your grandma. You don't have to worry about that. And is it? You don't need to worry about it. No, I do need to worry about it. Figure it out, I'm sure. It's no one that people would really miss. If that's what you think, then fine. Dig your own grave. Don't say I didn't try and stop you. No, I'm being myself. No, you don't. They won't understand until you realize how pointless it is. You just have the bravery to turn away from this. Nice shot there, Kishi! I mean, it would be pretty sad if you missed a point-blank shot like that, but... win is a win, isn't it? They'll go after him! Richard's body fizzled away in blue flames. Now, shall we be going? You know the way, don't you? Don't you have to, like, show me a door or something? That's how it happened before. Oh, yes, but we're already here. Belle snapped her fingers that was blinded by a bright flash of light. It took a few seconds for my eyes to adjust, but I already knew where I was. The warm sunlight kissing my skin, the gentle breeze of the wind blowing against my hair, grass and clover was tickling my legs. Right. Here again. The place was always so calm compared to the madness of the games. Yeah, that's the point. A juxtaposition to really show how far we've come. How we push ourselves to survive and we're rewarded with this beautiful peace. Nothing's changed in these past 4 years, huh? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wow, Belle really hasn't changed this place up at all since I last visited. I wonder if she's still got that wonderful tea. That's what you're thinking, right? Not really, honestly. The tea is the last thing I was thinking about. Really? My world renowned tea that warms the soul and melts away your troubles? Kind of can only be enjoyed here? Your tea's great and all, but it's not like it's the best thing since sliced bread. Comparing my tea to mass-produced bread. Heartbroken, Kishi. By the way, come take a seat. This she asked and sat across from her and watched as she poured the amber-colored tea into the cup across from me. So, have you been these past 4 years? Why are you making small talk? You know how things have been the past 4 years? I mean, you're a god. Don't you just know everything that goes on in the world? But it's much more fun to hear it from you. On contrary to what you think, I don't know everything there is to know about the world. Just a little bit. Life, well, predictable, still has moments of random chaos that I absolutely enjoy. Sure, whatever floats your boat. Past 4 years have been trying, to say the least. When I came here last time, I had to take time off just so I could get my mental health in check. Mind you, that's still kind of frayed, no thanks to your sadistic games. You love my sadistic games, don't you? No, I don't. You should know better than anyone how these games can tear a poor person's mind apart. I would cry my eyes out in almost half the games I played 4 years ago. True, but look at you now, so tough and stalwart. I think that you break as often as you think you do. I shouldn't have to be so tough, stone-faced, and closed off. It doesn't feel right. Sometimes I get emotionally dull when I should be elated, or heartbroken, or afraid, or something else. I just feel weird, like I'm shutting myself off. Doesn't matter though now, I guess. Eventually things calmed down, Zeph and I moved on. I got more and more popular, and Zeph's own celebrity status was doing well. Oh, scarring my grandmother meant that he wasn't getting much help out anymore. Well, you know, she did lose that precious immortality that she so loved. Yeah, took a almost as the tea Belle poured me. It was different than I remembered it. Last time I drank it, it was sweeter, tasting of blueberries with a sharp mint flavor as well. Now it's not sweet. Slightly bitter, still a sense of blueberry and mint, maybe dark chocolate? What a strange flavor. But I really like it. Enjoying the tea. Everyone does. It's tailored to your taste after all. It's different. I like it, but have my taste really changed all that much? I'm surprised how fast people's taste can change. One day you might love dark chocolate, and next day you're really into white chocolate. Hopefully my taste doesn't change that fast. Doubtful, but who knows? Hey, Belle, you know anything about people going crazy after losing immortality? Ah, you were asking Elizabeth about that earlier, weren't you? Yeah, you probably know about that, right? Is this some kind of soul addiction or whatever? Soul addiction. That's hilarious. Well, in a way it's like that, but it's a little more complex than that. I'll call it divine madness instead. Divine madness? Kishi, you have to remember that immortality isn't something that comes naturally to life, or at least life as you all know it. It's an aspect that's completely alien to life, and viewing something alive with immortality, it changes your whole being. It's like turning an amoeba into a human. Is that really true? That seems like a real drastic jump in complexity. Isn't immortality just like not being able to die? From a holistic approach, sure. Unless all details leveled, there are a number of changes that happen to the body and soul. You rip it away, you're like tearing little holes all over your body, mind, and soul. That's some serious damage, you know? Imagine being an amoeba, turning into a human, and turning back into an amoeba, and somehow remembering what it felt like to be a human. But that's not possible. There's no brain, no sensory organs similar to humans. There's no way to be able to remember it. Ah, but it does! The soul is quite the beautiful thing, Kishi. Even the body is different, the soul can remain the same. Imagine though, it would be devastating to live such a life after living as a human. To progress in progress, to feel emptiness, to feel things missing. I call that divine madness of the greatest degree. With such a mental breakdown, you might just implode. So, are you saying that granting him immortality really changes someone? Elevates them to some non-human status? Bill simply nodded and took a sip of her tea. It's one step closer to divinity, and the gap between divinity and humanity is like an infinite chasm. But you make quite a progress in closing that gap by becoming immortal. Taking it away, why that's quite damaging indeed. Does giving it back make things better? Certainly, it's like plugging a leak in a boat. It doesn't have to be immortality. Any divine gift can do the trick. I think grandma knows about immortality the best. It's probably what she latches onto the most. I see. This explains things, sort of. Right, now let's get to the fun part. Are you ready to make a wish, Kishi? I'm ready since the game started. What's with that grin on your face? Grin? What grin? I'm just excited to see that what you're going to wish for, Kishi. Not at all like there's something that's going to happen that will totally upend your expectations for this wish in any way, shape, or form. Okay. Well, that's not ominous at all. Alright, well, I'll just go ahead and make my wish then. Wish for Kana Umeshima to have immortality. That wish has been denied. What? Apologize, Kishi, but that wish cannot be granted. Therefore, it's been denied, discarded, deleted, destroyed. Frankly, I can't remember what the wish you said was. Want to give it a redo? What are you talking about? Why can't you grant that wish? Is there some rule about only being able to have immortality once or something? Of course not. You can gain this immortality a number of times. I could give it to someone 4 times or 4,000,000 times. And why? You need a hint. You want to figure it out for yourself. Puzzles are more fun when you solve them on your own, after all. Not that this is really the most complex puzzle in the world. Okay then. There's 2 reasons why Bella wouldn't grant that wish. And I'm really hoping it's just the first one. Possible one of those 2? Or the Everett? Did either Lilith grant her immortality already? wrong. Incorrectamundo. They chose different people to receive immortality. Why would they care for your grandma? Then, my grandmother dead. You can't give immortality to something already dead. An immortal corpse? That'd be a hilarious paradox, wouldn't it? But why? Why would she be dead? She murdered after we came here? Or was it Everett? That right, Wreath. That means he wished for someone to die. He's the only one who could have done it. Is that what you're saying? Oh, Kishi, I'm not saying anything more than your grandmother is currently dead as a dirt pile. Who knows how she died? If she had a heart attack, or maybe she tripped and broke her neck. She was stabbed. Well, I do know, but frankly, it's not my place to tell secrets. Don't play around with me. It must have been Everett. It's the only thing that makes sense. Maybe, maybe not. But what's it matter to you who or what killed her? Maybe thinking about the next wish you want to make. That zombie really trying to keep my grandmother down? Did he really wish for her to die? This is cool. This is what Nigel wanted? Sending those two and pretending to protect him, but really they're trying to kill the other leaders? No, that doesn't make sense. With those two, there's no way that they could kill Cole, Sebastian, and my grandmother. Plus, are there others involved in this too? Is that why Richard was trying to convince me not to get in his way, or the others? Are Richard and Philip trying to overthrow the current Digits of Eden power hierarchy? No, that doesn't make sense either. Philip didn't wish for anyone to die, he just wished for someone to be revived. What does Richard want? Are others trying to kill as well? Are there others trying to kill as well? Yeah, like that's the case. Yeah, I know it is, but... it's at the tip of my tongue. I just can't get the thoughts to come together. What the hell is going on? Fun spectacle, that's what. Don't you worry, at the end everything will make sense. Probably. There's still 8 more wishes to be made. Well, technically 9, since your wish still hasn't been granted yet. Go on, Kishi, tell me what you wish to want. What you wish you want, but Grandma's dead then. The only valid wish would be bring her back. And then hope that Zeph can give her immortality that she wants. Or I could just leave her dead. Zeph would win eventually, realize that I didn't give her immortality, and then just leave it at that, right? Also an option too, isn't it? She's gone. What happens then? Am I free from her? Or will some of her most devout and reliable partners try and bring her back? No doubt that that happened, Grandma would come back for me with a wrath of 1,000 suns. If this is a plan by Nigel, then if I interfere, then I'll be stepped on the chopping block for sure. How about the others? Will Sebastian and Cole care? Freedom or duty? Freedom or duty? Freedom or duty? Contemplating quite a bit, aren't you now? Really, I think I know what I'll wish for. Just bring Kana Umeshima back to life. Interesting, but your wish is my command. I'll tap the leaf on her 4-leaf clover, go blue for just a moment before returning to its usual green color. You look like you were agonizing over that decision. Are you really ready to let your grandma stay dead? She was gone, then have true freedom, wouldn't I? No more nagging, no more lessons, no more plans. Just be gone. And I wouldn't have to worry about her being over our shoulders anymore. It would be done. We'd be free. Yet you chose to revive her all the same. I don't think my grandma is perfect. She's leading a cult. She's judgmental. She threatened to kill me and my boyfriend. She's losing her mind. I'm hearing a lot of reasons for her to stay dead. But she's still my grandma. I love her. I know that there's good in there somewhere. Before she went crazy, she was caring. I know she just needs to be normal again. She's gonna atone for what she's done, and she needs to be a saint of mine. I have a lot of faith that your grandma will return to her senses. Why, she might just continue doing what she's done for the past several years, or she might end up becoming worse. Maybe. Maybe. I have to hope, don't I? Suppose you're right. There's no telling what she'll be up to if she gets what she wants. So for now, I imagine she's going to be very confused and very angry. As will everyone else around here. You revive her back at the field? course, it'll be an amazing recovery. Although, such a recovery is also going to cause a bunch of hysteria to those around her. Much like her death. What the hell is going on? All in due time, Kishi. All in due time. I feel fatigue washed over my body. Right. This overwhelming desire for sleep. Speaking of which, I believe our time here is up. I'm flattered that you came all this way to see me again. It really is lovely seeing you grow and change. Yeah, hopefully this is the last time we meet like this. Truth is, I don't want to see your face ever. Before I could finish my sentence, the consciousness faded from me. I felt the warmth of oblivion slowly cradling me. Freedom. It's so close. I just hope that when this is all over, I'll be able to get it. Except that I will finally be free from all this madness. Chapter 8. Bring the rock and roll on. Kishi end. She came back like a repeated lyric because her last victory was Lyric. Lyric is a rolling stone, rocking on her own tone. She wants to be free from this painful song, no longer wants to play along. One more cycle through the shame. She hopes that this is her last game. Oh, a lot more fun doing this like a song. Now I see why she loves music so much. Besides, you've learned your lesson well enough, Kishi. You learned yours a long time ago. Reaffirming is no problem whatsoever. Still, only halfway there, so keep it up. Begin again. Kishi special notes unlocked. Oh, we want to go to flowchart and step into here. In a second tent, the group discusses whether Devon or Kishi should take it. Seemingly innocent choice, but perhaps it has a wide-ranging consequence. Should jump here? Yes. Let's jump to another time. I believe we accepted but continued last time, right? We'll give it to Kishi. Oh, something in my chest stirred. I mean, this was the right move. This was the best decision. This is push me. Oh no, no, we do want to go back. Yes, we want to take it. Accept it. I'll take the tent. Alright. So now we're taking the tent, and we finished Kishi's route. You'll stay here, Marie will go on ahead. Ah! I'm finding buttons. I don't want to find buttons. Yeah, so this should be okay. This should push me down this route. So we will see where this leads next time. Thank you for watching. There's no cool like CGI for that game. I'm actually kind of sad about that. It was just kind of there. Kind of a disappointing ending, honestly. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you really enjoyed it, consider supporting the channel. All support really helps to keep being content like this and more. Finally, so that in the description below, along with all links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching. And until next time, this is Rinium T signing out. Bye!